using a firearm. Today is a very special day because I get to teach you everything that you need to know about common sense gun safety. Also, if you would like to see more of Nancy, you can go check out my OnlyFans in my Instagram bio. My Instagram is @HazyHaleyOfficial. And if you would like to see more gun safety Nancy, please go follow and subscribe to my OnlyFans. Now, gun safety is nothing to joke about, okay? I have had a lot of people tell me that I need to control my guns a lot better. So, I've invited Nancy out to help give you a quick little step-by-step on how to be gun safe. So, first things first. Always keep your guns locked and put away. As you can see, I have my gun locked in a case, a certified case, with a certified gun lock. This is the case. Most guns come with a case whenever you purchase one. There's also a safety manual and instruction manual that comes with it. Mine is not in here. Mine is in my safe, put away. I keep my keys separated on all different types of keychains so that I can keep my keys organized and I don't have to struggle to try to unlock them if need be. So, we're going to go ahead and unlock this. And we want to make sure that it's laying flat so that the gun does not move around while we are unlocking and opening the case. So, these are basically just like padlocks. You just put the key in and turn, and the lock will come out. And when you lock, you would like to make sure that you put it through the locking hole on the case. This is there on purpose. This is to keep the case locked and keep it from people getting into it without them needing to or without permission. So, once again, with the case laying flat, we go ahead and open it. And I never keep my ammo with my gun. I usually will keep a loaded magazine in the case with the gun. I do not do it with this one because 22 rounds are, I just use them for fun, so there's no reason to keep the bullets in the magazine loaded because it is not my go-to defense gun. So it is best to keep your bullets and your ammo in a separate area, preferably one that is being dehumidified, because if you are to use ammo that has been moist, the gunpowder can become compact and it will not fire properly. This is a little 22 magazine. It's a pretty simple magazine. And before we do anything with the gun, keep it pointed away from us at all times. Do not put your finger anywhere near the trigger. And we are going to first put it on safety. And you can tell that it's on safety because the red dot is not showing. If you were to take it off safety, the red dot is showing. So we put the safety on And we are going to check the chamber of the gun to make sure that it is not loaded and there is no bullet in the chamber. And how we do that is we keep the gun pointing away from us. We pull the slide back, and if you can look through there and you can see light coming through the barrel, you know that it is not loaded. But just to be safe, you can do this a couple of times to eject anything that may be in the gun. And as you can see, there is nothing in the gun. So we're always going to keep it facing away from us as if it were loaded at all times. I have successfully cleared it, making sure that the chamber where the magazine is out. I checked the chamber, there is no bullets in the chamber, and now I'm going to do a dry fire to release that pin so that the spring is not being pushed, because that spring will wear out over time. And since this is a hammer, we can actually pull that down, pull the trigger, release it softly, as to not use the pin. This makes it so that you are not dry firing the gun, causing any erosion or damage to the gun from that pin over firing, because it is not hitting anything. So now that the gun is properly cleared, we are now going to set it in a safe spot where to not drop it on the ground or put it on anything. You don't want to get these wet as well, because they will rust if they are not dried properly or oiled properly. So when shooting the gun, you are going to want to have safety goggles. These are not safety glasses. You can get safety glasses at any supply store, like hardware stores. So the Home Depot, Lowe's, Sportsman's Warehouse, anywhere that they sell, kind of sporting goods things, you can usually find safety glasses there. You are also going to want ear protection. Now, the reason you use ear protection is because the close proximity of the gunfire to your ears. Now, I personally don't use ear protection, but I rarely shoot handguns. And in my opinion, handguns are louder than a rifle, because you shoot them more times. You usually, when doing target practice, will unload a clip or a magazine. And if you are doing target shooting with a rifle, you usually only shoot a couple of rounds. I don't use ear protection. Gun Safety Nancy is a hypocrite. So, you always want to have ear protection and eye protection. You can get both of those at the same store. Now, oh my god, I hiccuped. Now, when firing the gun, you always want to keep the barrel of the gun pointing down range. You never want it to lay sideways, pointing towards you. You always want it facing this way, and you usually put it down the way that you are going to pick it up. So since I am right-handed, I would lay it this way so that I can pick it up and pull up the gun. Now if you're left-handed, you are going to want to turn it the other way so that you can pick the gun up with your left hand and bring it up and hold it. When firing the gun, you keep the safety on until you are ready to shoot the gun. That means that you should aim, safety off, trigger, in that order. It should never be safety off, point, shoot. It should always be point, safety, shoot. Now, when you are holding your gun, you want to keep a very strong and sturdy arm, okay? So we don't point and shoot the gun like this. This is a good way to injure yourself. If you've ever shot a gun, you understand that they recoil. So this gun is going to shoot and it's going to go, okay? And when that happens, I'm probably going to hit myself in the face with the gun. I'm either going to hit myself in the face or I'm going to hit myself in the chest, and it's not going to feel good. So when we are shooting a pistol, we want to keep the arm that we are holding the gun with as locked and in place as possible, and the support hand comes up, wraps around that barrel. And I have small hands, so I don't know, you guys said that this is teacupping, but you know, I have small hands, so I tend to put my hand underneath here. But for the sake of the safety, I'm going to show you guys how to properly put your hand on the gun. So this, you always want to keep your trigger finger out. You don't want to put your finger down here because that is too long of a movement to get it back in there. So what I do is I keep my finger out and I hold this finger. Well, you use this, so you want to keep that finger out as well, and we'll also do your safety. So we're going to hold it like that, and we're going to bring our other hand, place it on the front of our fingers, wrap and hold. And this is how you want to hold a pistol with that strong arm. And you look down. You want to keep your shoulders straight. You never want to really turn your body. You want to just look straight down that barrel with the eye that you are, the same eye that that arm you're holding the gun with is. So I look down with this eye, and that is how you hold the pistol properly. So when you are going to shoot, what you do is you hold, keep that. We're going to pull the slide, put the safety off, we're going to point, aim, and squeeze the trigger. But I'm not going to, because that's bad for it. So we put it down gently. Now, put the safety back on when we are done. This safety is a little difficult to use because I don't use this gun very often. It's not worn out. The more you use the gun, the easier the safety will be to turn off and on. They're not supposed to be easy though. You know, you don't want it to accidentally. So don't sit here and try to wear it out. It'll wear out on its own. Now, usually whenever you are done shooting, the gun will open up like this and it will stop shooting to let you know that it is emptied and it is ready to reload. If your gun ever jams, the first thing that you want to do is set the gun down. If your gun jams and you don't quite know what to do, you should probably not be shooting a gun. I have had guns jam on me before. It's quite simple to get them unjammed. You usually just want to make sure that the gun is pointed down. That way, not at yourself. Don't ever point a gun at yourself, you guys. That is just dumb, okay? If you point your gun at yourself, you're asking to get injured, okay? Don't do that. Never point a gun at yourself. Or anybody else. If it's unloaded, loaded, I don't care. Don't do it. Just don't. It's rude. Nobody wants it, okay? So, if your gun ever jams, what you want to do is make sure it's pointing downrange. You are not going to press the trigger to make sure that an accidental fire doesn't happen. You're going to pull this, keep it open, maybe check out what the jam's doing, okay? check to see if it's a bullet that's jammed, if it's the firing mechanism that's jammed. Usually, if a jam happens, all you really need to do is just kind of maneuver that bullet back into place. And usually by racking it, pulling the slide back, will unjam that bullet if it is the bullet that's jammed. If it's the gun that's jammed, just probably stop shooting it and just get it unjammed. Maybe clean it, Yeah, that kind of stuff. So, if you are ever in a situation where you lose your gun, you just call the police and let them know, okay? Gun safety tip number 1. And that's basically it, you guys. That is the gist of it. And I just wanted to kind of come on here and let you guys know the basic common sense safety things that I keep in mind whenever I'm around a firearm. Of course, if you do all of these things, you are not 100% safe around a gun. However, my motto is people shoot people, guns don't shoot people. So it's usually the person handling the gun and human error that causes people to be injured by guns. It's usually, very rarely, that a gun just goes off. You usually have to be handling it very improperly for a gun to just go off. I know it happens, but it's very rare. And if you keep in mind all of these safety tips, then it's whenever your gun does accidentally fire, hopefully it won't fire into you or somebody else. I am not a trained professional. I would just like to come on here and share my knowledge of gun safety. I know it's not that detailed, but hey, it's common knowledge. If you guys would like to follow me on Instagram, my Instagram is @HazyHaleyOfficial. Gun safety Nancy does not take gun safety very lightly. It's a very serious matter. Okay? If you guys have any other questions on how I handle and store and properly take care of my guns, just ask me in the comments. I'll answer any of the questions that you have. And I hope this helped you to relax. And I hope this helped kind of calm your mind and make you realize that I know what I'm doing. And I understand that it might be a little intimidating to some people. But I see these as tools and collectibles, not weapons. I would never use this against anybody else unless they are attacking me. And in that case, they deserve it. But if you are at all uncomfortable around guns, I would suggest do some research. Possibly watch some videos on how to properly handle a gun. And if you don't know how to use a gun, don't go buy one. And if you'd like to know how to use a gun, just look it up online. There's plenty of free classes, plenty of videos such as mine that will teach you different things and different ways to hold guns, to manage them, and to be safe around them. Thank you for stopping by. Gun Safety Nancy will be back. This was just the handgun version of Gun Safety Nancy. Next week, Gun Safety Nancy will probably have a bit on rifles, because rifles are a little bit more complex than a handgun. Thank you for watching, good night, and good sleeping.